In this video, I'll be talking about CSS3 colors. Okay, so as I said in my other video in CSS, the CSS3 is an advanced CSS. It has some additional stuff that make it new, that make it advanced. Okay, for instance, now let's create a HTML structure. Then inside this, let's create a div. Let me say a div. Let me say a div. This is a div. Okay. uh Let me multiply it up to, okay, let me give it, felt like giving it a class, let me give it a class name. Let me say class, let me say class name of let me say one. Okay, then when I will duplicate it up to, let's say 5. Then I will now change the class name to maybe 1 2 3 to that 5. Okay, then to duplicate that into this, of it about 1 2 3 4 5. 5 is okay. Then the second one, I'll now give it 2. Then the third one, I'll now give it 3. Then this fourth one, I'll now give it 4. I'll call it 4. Then this one, I will now give it 5. The class name will be 5. Okay, having done that, I'll link my external CSS because I'll writing the code in my CSS file, external CSS file. So I'll link my CSS file. Okay, it's now linked. Refresh this. Okay, then I will now reduce the window so I will have more space in my CSS. Okay, I'll reduce my screen for HTML, then I have enough space in CSS. So first of all, what I will be talking about is RGB color. In normal CSS color, we did RGB. Okay, but this one is a CSS3. So they added another kind of another functionality to the RGB. So instead of RGB, we now have RGBA. Okay, so the RGB, the R stands for red, the G stands for green, while the B stands for blue. Then the added A to it stands for alpha. Okay, so let's try and see the differences. Okay, let me call the class. Let me start by calling the what is it called, the classes. I'll start with dot one, open a declaration block. Okay, inside this place now, I will give, okay, first of all, let me do something. Let me give the divs, kind of general, I want to give the divs a general property and value that they will inherit. So what I'll be doing inside the class is just to give them unique differences. Okay, so I will not be doing this in each of them, otherwise it will be very buggy. Okay, so let me add the width. Let me say width of say, uh div first, which is the element selector. Then inside the div, I will now give them anything called div, a general property. Say width. Let me give them, let's say 90 pixels. 90 pixels. Okay, then I will now give them height of, let me say 90 by 85. 90 by 85 pixels. You can give them anything you want, but I just want to do it because check out the screen. 85 pixels. Okay, then I will now give them a border. Let me give it a border. And what should I use the border? Maybe I will use insert or add set, depends. Let me use let me say background, not border, not background, but border. Give the border of let's say 2 pixels, 2 pixels. Then let me say outset and see what it looks like, whether it's okay for me. I think this one makes, I think is, you can see it's visible. What if I use insets? Let me see what insert will look like. Insets, it looks nice, but let me, then this thing is so compacted. I want to give, I want each of them to have their separate spaces. So I will give them break line. So let all of them, let it be separated like this now, so there will be space in between them. So do the same thing here, br. Okay, scroll down under here, let me do the same thing. Under here, let me do the same thing, br. Okay, then under here I put the BR, enter BR. Okay, then it's coming down. This this div. Okay, under here, let me also, oh no, I'll add it here, not there. Then under here, I'll also add the BR. So there'll be space between these divs now. Okay, so it's not spaced out. Okay, let me return my HTML. Then let me give it, let me just use another thing. Should I use, if I use dotted, it's not going, I don't think it will look, if I use dotted, how will it look like now? It looks a little bit nice, but I think it's very visible. But let me just use solid straight away. Let me see whether solid will be okay. Solid seems to be okay. Let me give it a color of, let me say something like, if I use a, let me use gray, see what gray looks like on it. Yes, this is what I want. I don't want it to look so dark like that. So I've given the divs a general property. This is what I want. So all I would be doing in this place is to give them um a unique background. So to do that, I will start with the class name, which I have written. Then I open the decoration block. The next thing I will do, I will now add background to them. I will add background. Inside this background, I will now use RGB A. You can see it here. This is RGB A. You can see it listed it out: red, green, blue, and alpha. So let's put a value here. Let me just call this one. Let me give this one as 0. Or should I let me make use of blue, or should I use green? Let me make use of blue. So let me set these ones to, let me set these ones to 0 0, and then make use of this green, not this one, but yeah, I want to make use of the green. Let me give it a value of, let me say 200. Okay, let me refresh and see the effect. Okay, no effect yet. Okay, then let me give the alpha 0 0 0.0. Alpha values start with 0.0. Okay, so let me duplicate this. So you see the effect. I will be changing the value so you see the effect. Okay, but if I come here, if I come to this alpha and do 0.8, then we should change it. You can see there's a change there. Okay, but what I want to do, okay, should I do it this way now? I will do it either way. So let me highlight this and duplicate it up to 5 places. Okay, so shift down arrow key 2 3 4 5. Okay, then let me add different, let me change the class name to connect with the one we have. So 2, then this one 3, then this one 4, then this one 5. Okay, you can see now. So let me alter the colors. I want it to, I want what this alpha does is that it reduces the, how will I put it now, kind of the, how am I going to say this now, kind of it reduces the intensity of the RGB colors that you applied. Okay, so let me start from the bottom. So as it's going up, it's reducing its value. So let the bottom, what should I use? Let me start from up. Okay, so I will reduce the down one to, let me reduce the down one to 0. Okay, then the second one, which is this one now, I'll make it 2. So you will see the differences. You can see how it's fading. This one is 4. Let me make this one 4. Then let me make this one 6. Then this one 8. You can see the differences now. You can see this green, the up one is very intense. The intensity reduce here, reduce more, reduce more, reduce more. So this is how to use what's it called? This is how to use uh RGBA, which is LED, green, blue, alpha. So I can naturally do this, give this thing a circle. Let me give the border radius of so it will look like a circle. I think circle will make more sense to me. Then I will now change the border to solid. me say border. This what I want is border radius. Let me make it a complete full circle. Border radius, let me give it 50% to give me full circle. So 50%, so it will now turn to a circle. Okay, I think it looks nice. Okay, so that is it for RGB, RGBA. What's it called? And color. Then another one I want to talk about is HSL, stands for hue. H stands for hue. Then the C stands for the S stands for saturation. Then the L stands for light. Okay. So what I have to do is I'll just reduce this, remove this RGB and replace it with HSL. HSL. Okay, then it will accept only two parameters. No, it should be three parameters. That's what you accept. Then you remove this alpha. Remove this alpha. Okay, let me just make use of. I will make use of three. Then let me comment this one because I will still make use of them. Control backward slash. So this three is off. So you will not be seeing any color. These ones are off. Nothing will be there. So we're making use of this 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what we're going to do now, let's add the values here. Let me also create this and then replace this with hash sl, which is hue, what's it called, hue saturated light. Then hsl. Okay, let me create this one. Okay, now let me remove this comma here. Okay, so the most of its parameter, it accepts it in what's it called, it accepts it in percentage. Okay, so the first one is hue, so let's leave it at 00 for instance, and then let's add values here. Let's say something like let me use, should I use this thing here now? How will it look like now? Let me say something like 90%, 90 percentage, then comma, then give something like 30%. 30%. Where is that 30%? Okay, you can see this, because this is the color it will give me. Okay, this is the color it's giving me. So it's just the same. It's almost like using just like a RGB and the hexadecimal, something like that. But it's not hexadecimal, please. But it just kind of looks somehow like that. Using mixing colors. This one is mixing in percentage. Okay, let me just say something like let me add, let me say something like let me create this first one and give this first one something like 50 50%, and then let me give this one something like let me say 60%. Then let me give this one something like say 70 percent. Then let me create this last comma here. Then oh no, there's not this place supposed to, let me leave this as 0. Okay, let's see the color that will be outputted here. What is happening? What is happening here? Is there any error, or should the center one be bigger? Let me make this place 80. Let me also make this one. Let me see what the problem is coming from. 20%. What's the issue? What's the issue? Okay, let me not comment. Okay, this one, where is the comment? The comment started here, but I'm not sure this is what is affecting it. Okay, I'm supposed to comment from here. Okay, 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 okay. So let me do something like this is 90. Let me just come here and reduce this 20%. Let me say something like then give this one something like maybe say 90% as well. Then give this one let me say 10%. I'm not seeing any effect. What is happening? I'm not seeing any effect. What is happening? let me give the two of them the same value and see what will happen. Let me say 30, 30, 30. Does it mean I can have the same stuff here? If I make this one 100, what will happen? And then leave this one at that and then put comma in between them, what will happen? Okay, so the issue is that I did not put comma there. Okay, then let me reduce this right to 20%. Okay, yeah, I get it. So this is about 15%, not 150 but 15. How about 1%? And remember that this n parameter is light. It stands for light. N will stand for light, while this stands for saturation. Okay, let me give this one another. Let me give this one another color. Let me say this one is. Let me give this one 20 or 20 percent, and then give this one. Let me say 80%. Okay, you can see the difference. Okay, so if I uncomment this one, I don't want to waste much time by doing this. You will always see different color once you put the percentage, and it will also once you put the percentages, it's you always see different colors. So I want to introduce another one called HSL alpha. It also have its own alpha. Okay, so it's almost the same thing with the other one with RGB alpha. So to do that one, what we have to do here is to just add a in front of this our alpha here, in this our HSL, and just add a a uh, a. Then I will uncomment this one. I will uncomment it. Control backwards, no, control backward slash. I think I'm getting something wrong. I have to comment it. I want to uncomment it. I have to do this thing manually. I put double comments symbol here, so that's why it's having an issue. Let me do it manually. Okay, so it's not back in track. So what I will now do now, let me see. Let me put here. Let me replace this one with HSL alpha. Then the same thing here. HSL alpha. Okay, this is what I did now. Okay, I have replaced all the HSL with this what is it called, with this alpha. So what I will now do, I want to clean everything. I want to start from the top. Okay, and then I will leave this not. I will leave all of them straight with 0 0 0 hue, 100% saturation, and then let me give it a value of let me give it light of 50% for each of them, or let me say 40%. 40%. Okay, okay, this is, so this ledge is giving me red. Okay, let's make use of that. It's giving me red. So what I will now do, I will also give all of them the same value. I will replace this one with 40, let me say 40%. So let all of them be that values before we apply alpha values. So let me make this one 100%, this one as well 100%. Then I will change. I want them to have the same color. Say 40%, the same everything before we add alpha. 40%. Then I'll give this one now. Let me say 100. Not this percentage. Then in the front we have 100. Okay, then I will now remove this 0. I don't want to add alpha yet. Let me remove this alpha. Then replace this with 40%. Then here make this one 100%. Then remove this alpha. Then replace this one with 40 percentage. Okay, so all of them, I want all of them to inherit the same this thing. What's happening with this one? I'm not supposed to put comma at the back yet, so I will remove these commas. Okay, so you can see all of them is now inheriting the same color. This is still normal HSL this color, normal HSL. So for us to apply the alpha, let's start from the top, or let me start from the bottom. Okay, let me put comma. If I put this comma, shift, since this is HS and low A. A stands for alpha. Let me give it intensity of, say, let me say 1. This thing's like I'm not supposed to space out. Let me clear this space. Why space? Yeah, I'm not supposed to space out. Oh, I even put dots. It's supposed to be comma. Let me say 1.0. Okay. Then you can see it's still the same color, but watch what will happen when I say something like 0.8. 0.8. You can see the effect on the color. Okay, let's keep going on. We want to apply the same thing we did in RGB alpha to still do the same thing here. Okay, let's put our comma, say 0.6. You can see the effect. This thing should stop interfering. Then here now, put our comma 0. Let's say 0.4. You can see the effect. How about comma 0. Let me say 0.2. You can see the effect. So I want to put another last one. Okay, in order, what I will now do, I want to how am I going to do it now? It's supposed to be 6, so it will be matched to be 024 0246 8 10. So if I add another class here now, and add another listing, it will disappear. The last one will be white background. Now, let me do that. I will do that. So let me give some space here. I want to add another div, so it will be up to 6. Okay, let me add that here. Let me duplicate this. If I duplicate this, I change this class to 6. Change this class to 6. Class 6. Let me use lowercase so it will not confuse us. Remove the last S. So this is what I want to. Let me return it back. Okay, let me return it back. Okay, so what I will now do, I will highlight this one and then duplicate it. Then change the class name to that 6 that we create in our div dot 6. Okay, now we have another div here. I'm supposed to put it in the top. Let me cut it and I'm supposed to put it in the top. So because we want it to be in the top, because we want to show the white space, which is 0.0 alpha. So say cut, put it before this one. Okay, let me say Control V to paste it. Then in this alpha, we'll reduce it, remove this one and replace it with 0. Okay, uh what is happening? Is it going sequentially? Supposed to appear in the top. What is happening? Let me copy. It's like this thing is it's following it sequentially. Okay, let me redo this. Let me say Control S, cut it. Let me come here and paste it. Control V. Let me paste it here. Okay, to still, it's like, yeah, it's following this class name sequentially. I think so. So what I will now do, I will just change the values. Let me replace this one with, let me make this one 1. I'll make this one 1. Make this one 0.8. Okay, I'll make this one 0.8. So I have to redo it. Then this one's 0.6. Then this one 0.4. Then this one 0.2. Then the last one 0.0. Okay, so you can see the effect. Let me use wider screen. You can see the effect. Then now let me also put break line. Let me also put break here. In this our HTML, let me put break here. VR, enter. So there will be space between them. Okay, you can see the space now. Okay, now back to our CSS. So you can see now we have, this is HSL alpha. Okay, you can see the effect, almost the same effect with RGB. You can do something like this with alpha. It's alpha that gives this effect. Okay, so thank you for watching. I think I nailed it a bit on this CSS3 colors. And remember that CSS is an advanced CSS. CSS3 is an advanced CSS. Okay, So thank you for watching. See you in the next video.